everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we are making number 199 Granny Square of our 365 days of Granny Squares. It's the last number in the 100s. Tomorrow we're going to be into the 200s. It's so exciting. This pattern today is called Shabby Chic Blooming Granny Flower Pattern. And it is a design and a written pattern by Anu Crochet. We have used a few of her patterns in the past. I absolutely love how they are the 3D flowers that we use, and I adore 3D flowers. These are so fabulous. We're using these big stitches to make these bobbly stitches, and we're turning our work today, which we haven't done in a while. Turning our work to work backwards on this side and then turning it back around and making it really pretty with this 3D design here. So stay tuned and we will get started, but first I want to mention all this information that you need for this project. If you have any questions about the 365 days of Granny Squares, you can go to the links in the description of this video. There will be a link to the written pattern by Anu Crochet. You can click that, follow along with her written pattern. It has photographs and everything's all written out. So if you're unsure on how to read patterns, this is a great way to learn how to read patterns and see it visually. Also, there's a link to my blog, YARNutopia.com, where you'll get all 365 days of Granny Squares. So if you have any questions about this big project or what to do with them, you can always go there. And if you don't know how to attach your squares, there's a video at the top of my blog to show you how to attach them. You can make blankets, you can make cardigans, you can make whatever you want with these pillowcases. I think this one would be cool on a pillowcase. But there's an eclectic amount of squares on there. If you click the photo, it will take you to its video tutorial here on YouTube, and then at the bottom of my blog there's a links to the ones that have written patterns to them. So you will see number 199 Granny Square, and it will be the Shabby Chic Blooming Granny Flower Pattern by Anu Crochet. So you can click that and follow along. Also, there's links in the description of this video to my Facebook and Instagram. Make sure to follow me on both places. Share your photos. I want to see what colors you come up with and what you're making today on your hook. And if you're changing this out, I modified this. Obviously, if you're following along with the written pattern, you will see that I modified this last, or the second to last round. So you can do the same as me or follow along with the written pattern, all that good stuff. Also, make sure if you're sharing your photo on Instagram to hashtag 365 days of Granny Squares and hashtag YARNutopia so I can see your work. The supplies I'm showing you, we're demonstrating this in an H size crochet hook, which is 5 millimeters. So make sure you have that handy, as well as a yarn needle and a scissor, because we'll be cutting our yarn and sewing in our ends. If you want to use a bigger or smaller hook, you totally can do that too. But the yarn I'm using all scrap yarn. You don't need a whole lot of yarn in this project. But this is Red Heart Super Saver yarn. This is a 10 ply yarn that is size 4 medium worsted weight yarn. Okay, so you can use anything like this, or something thinner like a double knitting yarn would work as well. So you can use whatever yarn you really want. Any scraps that you've got lying around. Lastly, I have to say a big thank you to my dad, Fuad, Azmat, for taking the time to make these videos with us. He is our videographer, editor, and photographer for all of our videos, not just the Granny Squares, but every single video I have on this YouTube channel. So make sure that you leave him a comment thanking him for all his hard work, and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. Just click the red subscribe button. Yesterday we were trying to figure it out. I think it's like down below the video by our name. So, yeah, over there. So make sure to click that red subscribe button so you can get that update on when he posts our next one, which will be tomorrow. So let's get started in making number 199 Granny Square. To start off, let's make a slip knot. So let's put your short end over your long end, then fold this down and pull that through and pull it tight. Insert your hook. And we can start off with round 1. We're going to first start with a chain 5. So yarn over, pull through, 1, yarn over, pull through, 2, yarn over and pull through, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to go way over here to the first chain, and we're going to slip stitch in there. So go in, then yarn over and pull through, and pull through that loop on your hook. Okay, so we just created a ring, but if you know how to start with the magic ring, you can start that way as well. But we're going to just do this. We're going to go on to round 1, chain up 3. So yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, and 3, and that's going to count as our first double crochet of this round. Now we're going to put 15 double crochets into the ring for a total of 16 stitches, because like I said, that chain of 3 counts as a stitch. So double crochet is yarn over, go in to the ring, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, that's a double crochet. So again, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. That's 2. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. That's 3. This is 4, 5, 6, 7 is right here. Okay, you can see I'm working in a circular form, and I'm working over this straggler here. So this is 8, 9, 10, 11. You can scoot these over a little bit if you need more room in the ring. 12, 13, 14, one more, 15. Okay, now I need to count back 16 stitches, and it should get me to this beginning chain 3 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 is right here. So count 1, 2, 3 right at the top. Insert your hook in that chain of 3 and make a slip stitch. So yarn over, pull through, and through. There is round number 1. You can pull the center straggler if you crocheted over the top of it back here. Okay, you can pull that tight to close that center there. And now I'm going to change color. If you're not changing color, let's see here, you could chain up 3 if you're not changing color and go on to round 2. But I'm going to chain 1 and cut this yarn and then pull that through and pull it tight. You can start, if you're changing in the color, you can start in any stitch around. Okay, so I'm just going to go right back into that chain of 3. Right here, just go in and hook on the new color and pull that through if you're changing color, and then like I said, chain up 3. So yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, and 3. And now in the same stitch, we are going to put 3 treble crochets. Okay, so a treble crochet is yarn over twice, go into the same stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 of the loops, then yarn over, pull through 2 more loops, and then yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops. That's a treble crochet. Okay, so that was 1, so yarn over twice, go back into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So that's 2, yarn over twice and do the same thing in the same stitch. That's our 3rd treble crochet. Now we're going to chain 3, so yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to slip stitch in the same stitch. So go back down into the same stitch, yarn over and pull through that loop on your hook. Okay, there's a petal. Cute. Okay, now we're going to chain 1, so yarn over, pull through, 1. We are going to skip the very next stitch. You won't even probably be able to see it. You really have to move these over to see it. Right there it is. And then we're going to slip stitch into this next stitch here. So skip this stitch, go into this next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and through. Okay? And then we're going to repeat what we did for this loop right here, or this petal here. So we're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to put 3 treble crochets, so remember, yarn over twice. Go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, and again, treble crochet, and again, treble crochet. Okay, so 3 treble crochets, then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch back into that same stitch. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. There we go. Pull tight, and there's our second petal. Now we're going to skip this next stitch right here. We're going to chain 1, so yarn over, pull through. Okay, so like I said, skip over this next stitch, and then slip stitch into this next stitch right here. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. And then just repeat what we've been doing. So at the end of this round, you'll have 8 petals. So chain up 3, put 3 treble crochets into the same stitch, and then chain 3 and slip stitch into the same stitch. Then chain 1, skip the next stitch, and slip stitch into the next stitch and start your next petal. So I hope that makes sense. If you need to rewind this video, you can do that, or follow along with the written pattern and see the photos in there that you can follow along with. So I'm going to finish this round, and then I'll meet you up for round 3. Alright, just finished up my last petal here. And then what we want to do is finish off with a chain 1, skip the last stitch here. I don't know if you can see it, there it is. Skip that last stitch, and then we're going to slip stitch to the bottom of this chain up 3 right here. So the first chain of our beginning chain up 3, or you could slip stitch into the stitch that this petal is in. It's really up to you. But I'm going to go into this bottom chain, this first chain. Okay, and then yarn over, pull through, and through. Okay, at this point I am going to fasten off this color. Let's see here. I think if you're, regardless if you're changing color or not, you have to fasten off anyway, because we're going to be working behind our work. So chain 1 and cut your yarn, pull that through and pull it tight. You can sew in your ends later, but I'm going to show you how to do the next part. So this is the front of our flower. This is actually a really cute flower you could use as an applique for something. So that looks really fabulous, but we're going to make another round here. Let's go on to round 3. So this is the top of our flower. We're going to turn this around, so we're looking at the back of our flower. Okay, and we're going to work in these skipped stitches, so you can see the chain 1s in between these petals. We're going to work in the skipped stitches from round 1. Okay, so we're going to go into one of those. Okay, just like this, and there we go. And then I'm going to pick up a new color. You can use the same color if you want, no big deal. And I'm going to hook on my new color and pull that through. Okay, and then we're going to, let's see here, chain up 5. So yarn over and pull through 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so these first 3 chains count as our first double crochet, and the next 2 chains count as our chain 2 space. So now we are going to double crochet in the skipped stitches from round 1 and chain 3 in between, or, well, I guess you could just chain 2. I'm just going to chain 2 in between them because I like 2 chains. So yarn over, go into this next skip stitch after this petal here into round 1. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's there, I promise. Okay, then yarn over and pull that through, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops, then chain 2, 1, 2, hop to the next one. Now you can decide if you want to, you could work over the top of all of this. So you could actually yarn over here like this. But I will first yarn over and then go in. But I'm going to just go into the stitch itself and not work around that chain 1 space from round 2. Okay, so I'm just going into the stitch from round 1, and then yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, pull through 2, like that, and then yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, and then chain 2, 1, 2, hop to the next space, the next skipped stitch from round 1, yarn over, go in, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So just repeat that all the way around, and then I'll meet you up and we'll go right into round 4. Alright, when you're finished with this round, make sure to chain 2 and then slip stitch to the beginning, chain up 3 here, 1, 2, 3, go in, and then yarn over and pull through and through. Okay? So now you should have 8 double crochets and 8 chain 2 spaces. Now, if you're changing color, you can fasten off and start in any chain 2 space, but I am going to just slip stitch into this chain 2 space, so yarn over, pull through and through. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to chain up 3. So yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, 3. Now we are going to make a 3 treble crochet cluster. Okay, so this is how it's going to go. We're going to yarn over twice, go into the chain 2 space, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Hold it, yarn over twice, go in, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and hold it, yarn over twice, go back in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So now you have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 of those loops there. And then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch back into the same space. So go back down in here, yarn over, pull through, and through. Okay, then we're going to chain 1, and then slip stitch into the next space here, this next one. Go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. And then we're going to repeat what we just did for this petal here. And we're going to do that all the way around. So chain up 3, 1, 2, 3. Make the treble crochet cluster. So yarn over twice, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, hold it, yarn over twice, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over twice, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now you have 4 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 of those and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch back into that same space. Go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. And then chain 1. And then skip over this double crochet here and slip stitch into the next space. And then chain up 3 and repeat. So just do that all the way around. And yes, I am looking at the back of my flower because this is the back, and we are going to flip it in the next round. So I'll show you what to do next after I finish this round. Alright, I'm just finishing my last petal here. I need to slip stitch in the same space, and then we need to chain 1, and now we can slip stitch to the first slip stitch of this round, or you can slip stitch into the bottom of your chain up 3 from this petal here. So like I showed you in round 2, how I just slip stitch to the bottom of the chain up 3, you can do that, or you can slip stitch to your beginning slip stitch right in here. So yarn over, pull through, and through. And now, if you are not changing color, you can chain up 3 and go on to the next round with me. But I'm going to chain 1 here and cut this yarn and pull that through, pull it tight. In this next round, we are going to start in any space between these petals. So you can start in this chain 1 space, you can start in this double crochet from the previous round, you can start in, yeah, that's basically all where you can start. So I'm going to start in the chain 1 spaces, okay, right here. I'm just going to go in and then hook on my last color. Okay, we have a couple more rounds to do here. We're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's going to count as our first double crochet of this round. And then we are going to put 2 more double crochet in there. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And again, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Then we're going to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and in the same space we're going to put 3 more double crochets. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through. Oops, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so that's 1, this is 2, and 3. Okay, and there's our first corner of our square. Now we're just going to chain 1, so yarn over, pull through, and then in this next space we're going to skip over this petal here, and we are going to put 3 double crochets into this next chain 1 space. So put 3 in there, 1, 2, and 3. And you know what I just realized is that I'm working on this from the back side. You could turn your work and work on it from the front side. This round is just a basic granny square stitch round. So in my last round, in the next round, I'm going to turn this around to look at the front of our square. This is the front and this is the back. So if you're working in the back, no big deal. But if you're working in the front, that's no big deal either. So it really doesn't matter which way you're working it. So now we're going to chain 1, and in this next chain 1 space we're going to make our corner. So we're going to put 3 double crochets in there. So 1, 2, and 3. Then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then put 3 more double crochets in there. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and now we're just going to repeat what we did for this side, and each side around. So chain 1, put 3 double crochets into this next chain 1 space here. 1, 2, and 3. Then chain 1. And in the next chain 1 space after this petal here, we're going to go in for corner stitches. So that's 3 double crochet, chain 3, and 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3. Oops. Okay, then we're just going to repeat again. So chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next. This is the side of our square. Then chain, oh my goodness, I keep catching my petal on my hook. Don't let that happen to you. Okay, and then, so 3 in there, chain 1, next chain 1 space gets our corner stitches. This is our last corner here, so we're going to do 3 double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 more double crochet in that same space. So you can see now the square shape is formatted there. Here, chain 1, and we're doing our last side here. 1, 2, and 3. And then to finish off this round, we're going to chain 1 and then slip stitch to the first chain of 3. 1, 2, 3, right at the top. Just insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and through. Awesome. Now what I'm going to actually do is turn my work for this next round. So if you don't want to turn your work, you can just continue following along the same way. But I'm going to turn my work, so I'm looking at the front of my square. You can kind of see that these bobble stitches, or these cluster stitches, kind of are poking out and looks really cool. Okay, so we'll make this pretty later. But to go on to the next round, we're going to chain up 3. So I turned my work, so now I'm looking at the front here. We're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, 3, and in the same chain 1 space right here, we're going to put 2 double crochet. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and again, another double crochet. So now it looks like there's 3 double crochets in that chain 1 space. Then we are going to chain 1 and hop to the next chain 1 space here and put 3 double crochets in there. 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to chain 1, and in this corner space we're going to make our corner. So it's going to be 3 double crochet, chain 3, and 3 double crochet, just like in the last round how we made our corners. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3. And this is just a traditional granny stitch now for the rest of this round. So chain 1, put 3 double crochets in the chain 1 space, then chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, then chain 1, and in the corners we're making our corner stitches, which is 3 double crochet, chain 3, and 3 double crochet. And just work that all the way around. If you're unsure of the pattern or anything, you can always reference the written pattern and see the photos and everything in there. So do that, and I'll meet you up at the end of round 6. Alright, when you come back around, make sure to chain 1 and then slip stitch to the top of the chain up 3 right here. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. At this point, I actually personally want to do another round just like that previous round we just did. If you don't want to turn your work like me, I'm just going to slip stitch into these next 2 stitches here, and then into this chain 1 space, and then chain up 3. Okay, and I'm going to do another double crochet round. I just want my square to be a little bigger. This is not in the written pattern, but I'm just going to repeat the last round. So 3 double crochets in the chain 1 spaces and chain 1 in between the groupings. And then the corners are exactly the same. 3 double crochet, chain 3, and 3 double crochet. I just personally want a bigger square for myself. If you want to, though, if you don't want to go on to this next round like I'm doing right now, you can just go on to the single crochet round, which I will show you after this round. Alright, I'm just finishing up this round. This was just that extra round that I wanted to do. So when you're finished, chain 1 and slip stitch to the beginning chain up 3, just like I showed you in the last round. So if you are not going on to this round that I just did, just pretend we are finishing round 6 there. But that for me was round 7. So now going on to the last round, if you want, you can fasten off here and just have your square and be done. But I want to do a little single crochet round. I'm going to fasten off this color and do my accent color here. So chain 1, cut that, pull it through, pull tight. I'm going to start in a corner. You can start in any stitch on this round. It's a super simple round, and I've showed you in previous videos of these squares how to do this. We're just going to chain up 1, single crochet in the same stitch. Actually, in the same corner space, we're putting 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to single crochet into each stitch and chain 1 space across. So I'll tell you, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, chain 1 space, 4, then 5, 6, and 7, then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 until we get to the next corner, and we're going to put 3 single crochets in there. 1, 2, and 3. And then just repeat. So just single crochet across in each stitch and in each chain space, and then in the corners put 3 single crochet. And I'll meet you up when we're about to fasten off. Okay, when you come back around, you just want to slip stitch to the first single crochet of this round. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. And then we can fasten off. Our square is done. So chain 1, cut our yarn, pull it through, pull tight, yeah, and sew in that end. 199 granny squares are done, you guys. Like, this is so fabulous. Tomorrow, we are celebrating. I'm not kidding you. We are gonna have a party. The 200 party. So 199 granny squares are complete. You can block this square if you want, but I love how it turned out. You want to make sure that these cluster stitches at the bottom here are kind of like poked out a little bit. You can make them more 3D by pulling them up. Oh, they're so pretty. So yeah, just make sure that your square, you can make it all pretty like that. And yeah, I'm gonna probably need to block this. But I absolutely love how it turned out. Thank you so much to Anu Crochet for allowing us to use this pattern in our big project. This is so fabulous. Make sure to share your photos. I want to see what colors you came up with. I used all like purpley colors, but you can use any colors you'd like. So let me see what you came up with today to make this square, and share your photos on the Facebook and Instagram. Make sure to hashtag 365 days of granny squares so I can see those in one great spot. That hashtag, we're growing. Like, there's so many photos, like thousands of photos on there now, so it's awesome. So thank you so much for watching and making this square with me today. Have a great rest of your day and happy hooking!